It's over, it's really over this time. Battle Through the Heavens, a once dominant IP, a legendary name in Chinese animation, might have just met its end. What was once the crown jewel of national comics has now been reduced to a confusing mess, thanks to the mishandling by 7 so-called talents. After watching the latest episode set in Xuanhuang Fortress, I can't help but ask, why not just rename the whole thing to Battle Through? Because what exactly are we watching now? Talent, vision, creativity, forget it. None of it's here. The plot feels like a tossed salad of repurposed storylines and recycled models. The only remotely impressive thing this episode delivered was Donghua's ice dragon, and even that felt like a desperate attempt to keep things afloat. Fans of the original novel are absolutely livid. Longtime anime watchers are growing increasingly frustrated, and even the loyal CP fans, they've all but lost hope. Sure, the production team tried to appease the purists on the other side, the so-called pure love faction, and maybe they've managed to hold on to some of that crowd. But for everyone else, there's nothing to connect with, nothing that earns agreement, nothing that says, yes, this is the battle through the heavens we loved. Let's break this down further. The episode makes a laughable blunder with the F-key scene in the sky curtain, reducing the mighty dragon and phoenix bloodline, a bloodline that should be on par with the Dudi, to something barely on the level of a Doshing. And what's worse, they botched a crucial plotline, a truly magical moment in the original story, completely gone. In the novel, after exiting the sky curtain, Xiao Yan was supposed to open up to Xun'er about his relationship with Medusa. That moment was pivotal. It marked the first time Xun'er truly acknowledged Medusa's position in Xiao Yan's life. Even Xiao Xiao, their child, Zhurm, was gradually being accepted. But now, in the broadcasted episodes, did Xiao Yan even mention Medusa? Not a word, not even a passing reference. So what exactly are they fighting through? Are they doing all this just to cater to a specific segment of fans? Are they seriously planning to delete the queen entirely? Because if Medusa is being erased like this, what hope is there for Xiao Xiao? She's probably been written off completely by now. If this was just about deleting that iconic love scene under the Burning Heaven refining tower for the sake of passing censorship, maybe we could accept it. But that's clearly not the case. This isn't about approval. It's about sidelining Medusa completely. So then, what were all those early scenes between Xiao Yan and Medusa? Were they just flirting for fun? Because if you're pushing a purely Xiao Yan and Xun'er romance, then all you've done is make Xiao Yan look like a heartless player, a scumbag even. And with the Xuanhuang Fortress arc now underway, is anyone seriously expecting them to let Medusa die off just like that? Sure, she appears again later in the episode, but what if that's just for promotional purposes? It's hard to trust anything at this point. Now let's talk about Xiao Yan and Xun'er directly. These two have been together in Tianmu for 3 years. If they're the couple the series is now promoting, then where is the emotional payoff? Xiao Yan's about to leave the ancient realm, a major moment. We're not asking for a kiss like in the original novel, but at the very least a hug would have been normal, expected, human. But instead we get a scene where the two just stare at each other like acquaintances, not lovers. The script tries to force romantic lines into the exchange, but their body language and expressions feel flat, empty. What's the point of building up 3 years of emotional development if this is how it ends? There's no warmth, no sadness, no real connection. It's awkward, deeply awkward. Let's go back to the source material again. After Xiao Yan returns to Xingyun Pavilion, he encounters a female disciple named Yu Quan. She was the last woman in the novel to show interest in Xiao Yan. She had solid talent, and Xiao Yan wanted to take her as a disciple. But Yu Quan clearly had feelings for him, so to keep the door open for future interactions, Xiao Yan only accepted her as a nominal disciple. Sure, the author Tudu never brought her up again, but that moment still meant something. It was symbolic, a sign of how far Xiao Yan had come, of how much power and recognition he now wielded. And really, let's look at Tang San next door. Didn't he end up taking a disciple too? Even though that character's role was small, it still gave weight to the storyline. So why is Doupo struggling so much it can't even afford to insert a minor character to help tie things together? But enough with the criticisms for now. Let's give credit where it's due. The appearance of Ice Emperor Hai Bodong? Absolutely phenomenal. The animation team did him justice. He looked 10 years younger. His strength had reached the peak of the Dozong realm. With just a flick of his fingers, 9 massive ice dragons tore through the void, annihilating a powerful expert from the Lion Nether sect who was trying to escape through space. It was such a majestic moment. It felt like even the weather across the nation was affected. Temperatures dropped, skies darkened, rain poured, even under the blazing sun. And yet, even that shining moment gets overshadowed by a larger issue. The modeling throughout this arc has been an utter disaster, something even the official channels have now acknowledged. I held out hope. I really thought they'd take the feedback and improve things for this major plotline. But clearly, I was being too optimistic. Just look at Xuanhuang Fortress. They introduced not 1, but 2 Xiao Daozuns. Honestly, I think Xiao Daozun represents Doupo's greatest effort toward portraying a righteous character. But meanwhile, the villains? Faceless, bland. These are supposed to be Dosong experts, but they're animated like early-stage minions. Imagine how thrilling it would have been to see 30 Duzan-level fighters show up and save the Alliance. Just picture it. Instead, what do we get? A chaotic mess of blue and red camps playing a game of connect the dots. It's incoherent, it's frustrating, it's disappointing on every level. Xuanhuang Fortress was supposed to be grand, epic, but it feels even less impactful than when Xiao Yan returned to the Jiama Empire with a dozen Du Wang. That's how far the bar has dropped. Watching this episode made my blood pressure spike. I mean it. If these 7 people really can't manage the IP, maybe it's time to pass the torch to someone who can. What do you think about this? Are you as disappointed as I am? Let me know in the comments, and let's talk it out. If you've made it this far, thank you for sticking through the rant. But when a beloved series like Battle Through the Heavens starts falling apart, fans like us can't stay silent. Whether you're a loyal novel reader, an anime-only fan, or someone who just loves great storytelling, your voice matters. So what do you think? Did the Xuanhuang Fortress arc live up to your expectations? Are the character changes too much to ignore? Or do you still have hope that the series can turn things around? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's open up the discussion. And if you found this video helpful or relatable, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss future updates on the world of Doupo Cangqiong and beyond. Until next time, stay passionate, stay critical, and keep fighting for the stories you love.